We're here. We're back for another Eidolon Post-Mortem.
Did everyone stop at the convenience store, get your snacks?
Oh, I already ate an entire bag of combos for today.
I've got a Baja Blast next to me, so...
That's sick.
I've also got a Mandarin Orange.
I have nothing, but my girlfriend is cooking dinner in the other room, so...
Oh, nice.
Hell yes.
I did my best to get all of the notable chili snacks from the trip. I've got some, little, pressed cured meat stick things. I've got a hot dog. I've got combos. I've got chips.
I like that you said pressed cured meat sticks, like as though, you know, like combos, they pay us, apparently, but not Slim Jim.
I mean, it's not a Slim Jim, and
okay.
neither were the ones Chili had.
Oh, okay, uh-huh.
Yeah, Luke.
They were little mini weenies, which I couldn't find, so I found the next best thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We did a whole season of this dang show, y'all!
Yeah.
Sure did. It's been a month and a half since we've talked to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, some of us.
Some of us.
Yeah, 3 of us have continued to record things with like a 1-week break, I think.
I have to talk to Luke every fucking week.
That's true.
Rip.
That's true. We have to talk about like your
Every
favorite TV show while me and Ashley are like, yeah, it's pretty good. We have a bunch of questions. Molly, you asked me to paste these questions into the Discord in advance so y'all could think about your answers. And I did do that for all the questions I had at the time, but we got like 10 more since then.
It's been 4 days since you posted questions.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
we'll manage.
Yeah, let's dive in. Let me scroll up to where I posted those. I should have done this in
it's
advance.
Not that far up.
But you know what? These are Wet and Wild episodes. That's not the right thing to say. These are just loose and goose episodes. Listen. These
I'm not taking off my t-shirt, okay?
Well,
listen, I was promised there would be no foul loose in this recording. If you've gone back on that, we've got a problem.
Anyway, we've got an email from Pete Shaka who sent... no, these are not Pete Shaka's questions. I didn't check who this was. Sorry to whoever sent these in.
Great start.
We got a lot of questions. I'm sorry. I am a disorganized man. Anyway, question number 1. Who's each character's main on Smash Bros. If they play?
Chris definitely mains Cloud and the recently released Sephiroth.
Yeah.
But I think he like does like to dabble in the other sword characters as well. Every time a sword character comes out, he is the one person who is still happy about it.
Yeah, you're really making me hate Chris now.
Luke, I have a question.
Yeah,
first.
what's up?
So we've established that Sega's still making consoles in Eidolon. So is Sonic in Smash?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean, at this point, he probably wasn't in, like, Brawl, but now they're branching out so much, probably.
Sure.
Yeah.
In that case, yeah, Harvey would main Terry, but he would also do a lot of Sonic.
I also have for some reason, I imagine Harvey as not playing any video game released after, like, the year 2000.
I mean, Harvey definitely would have played Sonic Spinball.
Like, I feel like Harvey is, like, he'll play Smash 64, and that is it.
He plays Smash when he's over at somebody else's house, and he's like, man, there's so many characters here. This is fucked up.
Right,
He got the Nintendo Switch just because he wanted the free NES and SNES that come with Switch Online.
Right.
He already has the...
Yeah, he owns a SNES. We saw him use it.
Yeah, but now it's portable.
He's so fucking stupid, bro.
Chris is just constantly telling him, no, dude, I can just install an emulator on your phone. And Harvey's like, no, I don't want to, like, screw up my phone, you know? It's my life.
Just let me rootkit it.
Chili, if Chris taught Chili how to play... I called you Chili, Lexi. Lexi, if Chris taught Chili how to play Smash Brothers...
Oh, what the... Hang on, there's somebody at my door. Yes? Hi, I can answer this one.
Oh, great. Okay, Chili, if you were taught how to play Super Smash Brothers, who would you main?
I like the guy who does a little sword thing. He's round, he's got wings.
Oh, Meta Knight. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only move I know how to do, though, so I just do that a lot.
Just slapping the big red green A button with your paw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Molly, what about Virginia?
Thinking like Lucina, maybe,
Yeah, I can see that.
or probably Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Zelda's my Dustin's actual main.
Zelda's cool.
Zelda actually,
Zelda's fun.
Zelda in Smash Brothers has a lot of Virginia energy, actually.
Yeah.
She does like a glass shield thing sometimes.
Right.
Oh yeah, wasn't even thinking about that. I'm
Yeah,
just like looking at this roster, like I don't play this fucking game.
She also
Virginia
does
is always
summon-
summoning a suit of armor.
Yep,
She
that's
will
definitely
be.
she's definitely the character in the show who does that.
All right, yeah. Let's keep going here. This one's for me. Luke, were there any moments of Buckwild player decisions that you were actually able to predict? In general, we talked about this on Pop. They did not surprise me as much as I maybe made it seem. Y'all, I feel like we were pretty simpatico for most of the campaign.
Yeah.
You really didn't throw me that much. Like, it seemed like you were generally picking up what I was putting down and, like, leaning into it, as opposed to be like, yeah, well, what about this, asshole?
Yeah.
Harvey
It was
becoming
pretty
a
much only-
vampire. I feel like you didn't get.
Yeah, that one was a bit of a swerve on me, for sure. You can tell because there were a ton of notes for that session that had nothing to do with what happened in that episode. Like, the big battle royale in New Jersey was supposed to be that episode.
You put Chris in prison.
I did, I just figured you'd bust him out and go.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
we
but
did
it takes a while to bust
eventually.
somebody out of prison.
That
Yeah.
turns out, yeah.
Especially when we're going to bust somebody out of prison, you're like, no, actually, you're definitely gonna fight these other guys first.
Yeah.
True.
That and the one that I feel like I should have predicted and didn't was I did not think y'all were gonna just go kill Michael Valentine.
You really should have known.
I thought you were just gonna be like, well, this sucks, let's go, let's get away from here.
He was mind controlling Virginia.
Yeah?
And not in a fun way.
God.
What else were we gonna do?
There was perhaps some endgame exposition that could have gone a lot more smoothly if one of the main villains was around to deliver it.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but fuck
for
that
you.
guy.
Sure.
Rip to him.
Yeah, no, I'm glad he's a house now.
I am also glad he's a house now, it just made for a clunky scene or two.
I don't know, Luke. I feel like any clunkiness was definitely offset by the number of times we got to say, Michael, oh yeah, he's a house now.
Oh, it was great. It was great. I'm just saying, yeah, having a frogman show up and be like, oh yeah, let me kind of tell you what I think the plot of this is, but I wasn't really here for it, so I don't know for sure, was maybe not the most elegant way to do it.
Yeah, but
Luke,
also I
since
like
when has
the
elegance been our goal here?
It's my goal. I got like 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 2 Ellie characters in this one. I don't know.
What were you saying, Dustin?
Oh, I was saying I like Beelzebub more, so.
That's true. Beelzebub.
You know, Beelzebub whips. I cannot wait for him to show up again in season 2.
Fuck us over, probably.
Oh,
Probably.
that's almost assuredly.
Let's see here. If one character from one team had been on the other team from the start of the campaign, who would have made things go off the rails even more? Who of you would have made Pop go even nuttier?
It's gotta be Harvey, right?
It's hard to
See,
be easy answer.
I feel like Harvey would have just been more firepower, but wouldn't have actually made things go off the rails more.
Yeah.
I feel like
That might be true.
so this is going to be a weird answer because if it had happened, who knows if the same things would have even happened with her, but what if Virginia were there? And assuming
Yeah.
she still ended up being an angel, like
Right.
that's still what
Oh, that's a
Luke
good
That
decided
definitely
to
would
do.
have, made the dramatic arc of that a lot different. I was honestly thinking, because the thing is that, like, part of what made Pop go so far off the rails is Sloane being both self-centered enough at the start to, like, go do something fucked up for her own benefit, and also, like, rash enough to, like, do the, like, very big, like, straightforward move that ends up getting everybody in trouble. And also, you know, Quentin's doing stuff. Listen, they all contributed. But I feel like most of the people in Rock are gonna be, like, smart enough to be like, well, I'm not doing that. That's obviously a bad idea.
Yeah.
I think maybe, though, not having any ill will, Chile might have just really wanted some food and gotten into some places of the estate that she wasn't supposed to be.
You know, I can
Chile
see
was extremely eager to just like explore that place.
Yeah, Chile would have
Chile wanted
gotten
to
one
go
of
to
those, like,
Dinosaur Land to
egg
find an
grapes
anime
and been like, fuck this, I'm finding the kitchen.
Amazing.
Would
We were
Chile
only
have
so
gotten a
lucky.
little bow tie?
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
We got time to find more Chile accessories. It's fine.
When making your Eidolons, did y'all start with the power you wanted and find a song for it, or start with a song, album, or lyrics, or whatever to find a power for it? So, like, did you start with the Eidolon and then name it, or did you start with a song name and go from there?
I sort of like kind of both. I knew I wanted to do an infiltrator, but beyond that, like the first thing I started with was the song. Like I knew I wanted to do either a My Chemical Romance song or a Splashdown song, and I ended up going with Splashdown's Iron Spy, and then from there just was like, okay, well, just thought about the name and the lyrics and came up with the power from there.
Yeah.
Up to days before our first recording, I still had no idea what I was going to do for an actual Eidolon. Like, I was thinking of songs I liked, because, like, I know a lot of rock songs, and it just was like, okay, that one I know has been in JoJo's. That one, I love the song, I don't know what I do with it, you know, and just kind of bouncing stuff around, and nothing was fitting. And then it was a couple of nights before we recorded. Like, I was literally laying in bed trying to fall asleep when all of a sudden, like, the lyrics from Little Lies popped in my head. And I'm like, oh, wait, this was fucking perfect for an Eidolon. And, like, the entire thing came together in, like, seconds after that.
Yeah, you, along with Zoe, are probably the most JoJo haters on this podcast, yet you have the most Iraqi-esque music taste.
Yeah.
I think for me, Harvey basically popped into my head fully formed. I was reading the book and I was like, oh, the Virtuoso would be fun. What would be good for that? Oh, it's like a pinball and I can fire it and I can be like the Mista and constantly get my ass kicked by my own stand. It's only happened once.
Yeah, it didn't happen that much.
And then I was like, okay, he's a dipshit. I know, he doesn't wear a shirt. He's got a cool jacket. And it just sort of, you know, I bounced from one thing to the other, much the way a pinball bounces around the playfield. And I did definitely know from the start that I wanted to do an OK Go song for my Eidolon, just because they're one of my favorite bands.
Good
so
band.
I was like, yeah, no, fuck it. Here it goes again. That sounds pinballish.
Yeah.
I definitely had the name first, because I think Only the Good Die Young is a great fucking name for something.
Yeah, it's real
It
good.
is.
I think I had a power for that? No. Absolutely not. I didn't even know what it looked like until Luke asked me on the podcast.
I mean, like, to be fair, in JoJo's, oftentimes the name of the stand does not make any sense for what power they have. So,
Right, yeah.
you know.
Yeah, sure.
In general, we have way more logical names. That was the fucking joke with presidents of the United States, is that every one of their Eidolons was, like, obviously wrong in an easily fixable way.
Yeah, I'm terrible at pre-planning characters. I am awful at it.
I'm just staring at my extensive notes for season 2 on.
Yeah.
I won't get too into it.
Oh, I mean, we've talked about it some. I have some stuff, but basically nothing.
Right.
I've got like 5 pages or some shit, and some of it might not even come up.
I have the vibes.
Yeah. The vibes are all you need. They'll take you.
Damn, all this planning y'all are doing.
Yeah, right? Meanwhile, I opened up a document to say Pop GM Notes 24 and have one sentence written into it so far.
Sick.
That's right.
Let's see here. Will future seasons continue the split narrative or be consolidated to one? We answered this one on Pop. It's absolutely going back to being split. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I think we have to meet up at the end, but
Like I said on Pop, I have no idea if and when you'll all meet again. The end seems like the most logical point for it to happen, but who can say?
Yeah.
possible it could be.
But I can't imagine us doing it for more than, like, a couple episodes.
I can also imagine it being a case of someone being like, yeah, I just can't make this work, sorry, and we just can't do a crossover. Like, to an extent, it is determined by people's schedules.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be neat if we can't do a full one again, which, boy, it was hard enough to do it the first time. doing like a crossover that's just like some characters from one meet up with some characters from the other show could be fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like swaps and party members.
Right.
Yeah, just for an episode.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Who even knows what season 2 is? Nobody, that's who. Let's see here. Then, these are the Pete Shaka questions. Number 1, seeing as Iron Spy never went berserk like other Eidolons, what might that have looked like? I had an Iron Spy Phantom fight written up.
Yeah, it's in the GM notes.
Yeah, I was deciding between whether to have Here It Goes Again or Iron Spy go berserk at the end, so I had to write up ideas for both of them. The idea for Iron Spy was going to be basically that Flamingo Chris took control of Iron Spy and was going to try to assert itself as, like, the real Chris. Because that was already, like, an anxiety that Chris had expressed back at the Neutral Milk Hotel.
Yeah.
And that, I ended up not going that way, mainly because that seemed like it was too similar to the Ursa Shadow fight that had just happened.
Also, I just don't
True.
see Flamingo Chris doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it would paint Flamingo Chris in a more antagonistic light than intended.
Agreed.
Very sinister.
And I also really wanted to name an episode Here It Goes Again.
Yeah, that's fair.
I wanted to use that lyric quote for the show notes from, like, the beginning. Let's see, what else we got? Was there a greater plot in mind for Ruby Wednesday at some point? Kinda.
You blew her up quick.
Well, right,
Yeah.
So originally she was going to be the Cecilia character, and then I think just because you created Cecilia during character creation and like had a bond with her in Virginia, I was like, okay, well it should be Cecilia then, not Ruby. And then I blew her up, and then I was like, I don't know, I feel bad about blowing her up. Here's just a fun thing where she actually lived, and this will come back somehow later. It'll be fine. And then it didn't really.
She found her dad.
She found her dad.
He sucks.
It sucks.
Lots of shitty dads. in
Yeah,
this
that ended up
podcast.
kind of ended up being a theme of rock. Is that
Yeah,
dads suck?
yeah, all of us have shitty dads.
Now, to be fair, Chile just didn't have a dad.
Right.
I
love
actually
rock.
don't know much about Fox social structures.
Immaculate
Typically both parents will raise the young for the first like year or so, and then they all split off, basically.
Okay.
But Chile's backstory specifically is, for some reason, it was just her and her mom. No siblings and no dad around. Maybe something happened there. She honestly doesn't know. She was very small.
I'm sure David Attenborough will let us know in a documentary about her.
Aw.
But yeah, basically I wanted it to end up coming to something, and it just sort of didn't. Originally, it was going to be a thing where if the pop group hadn't busted out of being tied up in the casino, she was the failsafe that she had like managed to rope in oh my god, I'm blanking on his name, pinball guy.
Jack?
Yeah, she managed to rope in Jack to helping her, and they break in at the same time and just happen to like help out. But then that wasn't necessary because they got out on their own. So I was like, I should give them some kind of capper. All right, I'll just add this coda about her just being tired.
Honestly, mood.
Yeah. And then the world ended, so this time she's probably dead for real.
Probably.
Probably.
Pour one out.
Because if she has one character trait in this show, it's that she definitely stays dead when I kill her off.
Maybe that's her Eidolon. You ever thought about that? She just can't be killed.
Let's see here. If the Jawbreakers received their Eidolons the way the pop crew did, which tarot cards would they have grabbed?
Yeah, we kind of had internal discussions about this in the Discord.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at tarot meanings.
Yeah.
So Luke suggested one for me, and I agree with it. I think the best one for Chris would be Death.
Yeah, I like Death. You know, it's change, it's evolution, and all that stuff. And that's definitely, maybe not at the start, but that's the arc Chris has for sure.
Yes.
I'm only just getting into tarot, but I feel like Chile, at the start of the game especially, is like quintessentially the fool.
Yeah, she's full of potential.
Yeah.
Like that card is all about leaving the comfort of your existing world to go into a new adventure, and that's literally her arc.
Yeah.
She's baby.
She is baby. That's true.
Virginia's is the moon.
Yeah.
I was thinking Harvey's was either the Wheel of Fortune or the Star.
I think those both
Luke,
make
I think
sense.
you said the Star fit.
Yeah, I Star was my poll just because when I hear Wheel of Fortune, I'm like, well, it's Lady Luck. No one else gets that one. But Wheel of Fortune does make sense for Harvey.
She called dibs.
No, Wheel of Fortune is Pat Sajak, please.
Ugh.
Lost my place here. Let me find where I was. Okay, here we go. Howdy, y'all. Hope everything's going well for y'all. Thanks for the very good content. Y'all are great at weaving an enticing narrative and help spark my own creativity, launching me out of the major funk I've been in recently. That's nice of you to say. I forgot to send questions for the Post-Mortem, so please convey these sentiments to them as well. Anyway, here are some totally random questions that I'm asking for no reason. To the group, do any of the characters listen to podcasts? If so, which ones? As a side, do they make podcasts? We already know Harvey has at least one, but has he done any others? Has he convinced any of the others to guest, or does he just pay random college students every time?
I think he probably convinced Chris to guest like once or twice.
Okay.
But I think mostly he is just on Craigslist like, listen, I will give you my crime money if you talk about pinball with me.
He's desperately been trying to get Virginia on the podcast for like a year, and she's just like, I don't know what pinball is really.
I'm imagining him trying to get that, like, bartender at the very start of Rock 1 that is, like, asking you guys how your weekend was and immediately regretting it. Because you're a bunch of dorks.
I made a kind of joke about it when I did the in-character ad read. But I do genuinely think that Chris has a YouTube channel that he uploads like his urban exploration to.
Yeah.
As well as like occasionally, like when Chile learns a new trick, like he'll record her and upload that.
Sure.
Though he is, and although he does like that. Everyone seems to like Chile. He is mildly jealous that those always get more views and likes than his urban exploration videos.
If Chile can start a podcast, what does she do?
I think actually at some point in the future, Chile's going to get super into VTubing.
Sure.
Perfect.
Her VTuber avatar is literally just little eyes, and like she just sits on her lap and
just
records
plays
herself.
Super Smash Brothers and mashes the A button as Meta Knight.
Yeah, exactly. Big scandal when whatever weird Eidolon magic she's using to actually be able to record her voice fails, and for a while all they can just hear is Fox screams.
Just a lot of yipping.
Chili the Fox voice reveal.
Let's see here. How old is everyone? Or, how old were they before the world ended?
I believe I said Chris was 21. I always imagined him as like a senior in college.
Yeah, like end of college, and I think we said Harvey was like 25-ish.
Yeah, somewhere around that.
Yeah.
They're like 26, 27, but granted, like technically 3 or something.
Yeah, like 10.
Yeah, Chili's at the ripe old age of 2.
Damn.
Virginia goes by anime rules.
Right.
Yeah. I don't like it when you say it, but it is true.
What were the characters' childhoods like? Any interesting childhood stories? Wait, this is Victoria. Somebody in
the Discord said, sorry, I put Victoria instead of Virginia.
You are in good company because I made the same mistake like 3 times in the early episodes.
Sure did.
Does Virginia even have memories of a childhood? Did Michael bother giving her false memories when presumably he removed anything about her creation and getting taught how to exist and whatnot? Or is it more of a hazy idea of a memory where, if asked about, like, the name of the school she attended, she may remember that she went to a school but can't quite grasp what it might have been called? Do you want to start with everyone else so we can circle back to the Virginia stuff?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Chili, what was your childhood like? We kind of touched on it already.
I actually got into this a bit on Twitter one time, which good luck fucking finding that now, because locked accounts don't get much, don't let you search back too far.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Chile, grew up in an alley behind a pasta emporium, and,
Forgot
it was
about
just her and
Pasta
her-
Emporium.
yeah, it was just her and her mom until, she got old enough to be off on her own, and, her mom just kind of left, so she hung out back there until she got chased away. I've actually got the details of how that happened and how she met Chris and stuff kind of in my head.
Yeah. Now,
like,
Lexi,
a thing I might
is
write
it
sometime.
deliberate that this is upsettingly close to Garfield's origin story?
No.
Where he was born in an Italian restaurant and that's why he loves lasagna?
Now, Chili did get into the pasta emporium one time and eat a whole bunch of pasta that they were cooking,
Uh-huh.
but
Uh-huh. How does Chili feel about lasagna?
she likes it. I mean,
How does she feel about Mondays?
indifferent.
Does she know what a Monday is?
Yeah, no, days of the week isn't really a concept she's had to worry about in the
It's been
5
3
days
days.
she's been sentient.
If confronted with an obnoxious, smaller, cuter version of herself, what country would Chili conspire to ship them to?
I don't think Chile knows other countries.
Chili suddenly asking Chris, so Chris, what are borders about and why do we have them?
No. Chile implicitly understands borders. Like, you got to realize that's
Right.
a very important concept in the animal world.
Yeah. I'm just saying, fan artists should give me art of Chili as Garfield and
Oh,
Chris
God.
as John.
Oh no.
Italian,
Oh no.
Italian
Uh.
chili. Chili is honorary Italian.
Chris, I feel like you're the person we got the least of their childhood from.
Yeah, I think. So the thing about Chris's childhood is that it's largely uneventful,
Yeah.
and I touched on it a little bit in the early episodes with Chris's frustrations about his life up to now,
Mm-hmm.
and that one of the major reasons he even joined the mob or did his urban exploration and stuff is that it was a kind of a way for him to act out, I guess, and do something that was not on the specific path that his parents laid out for him.
Mm-hmm.
So Chris's life is one of not really hardship, but rather of almost smothering care,
Sure.
I suppose you could say. I haven't really thought about interesting childhood stories though.
Yeah. That's fine.
And also some of this stuff I want to save till season 2 because I discussed some ideas with Luke a couple days ago.
Yeah, but
that
I told
have
you
heard.
that these ideas are interesting, but they don't make any sense because Chris died along with the rest of the universe, so...
Oh, right, yes, that's a good point.
Rip.
Maxie, what about Harvey?
So I think Harvey kind of had the opposite childhood experience from Chris.
Yeah.
His dad died when he was pretty young, is what I've been figuring. Probably when he was just 6 or 7. And that's kind of why he ended up latching on to Jack Stern so much as a surrogate father figure.
Yeah, I forget how much of this was stuff you actually told me, but in my mind, Harvey as a kid was a little orphan ragamuffin stealing change out of arcade machines that the arcade Jack owned.
A fucking Dickensian child.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's quite that bad. I don't think he was wandering the streets, but
Please, sir, can I have some more quarters?
Please, sir, can I have another pinball?
I've been picturing him as not a good student, not great at making friends,
Uh-huh.
and the arcade was kind of his refuge.
Okay.
And he definitely did the quarter on a string trick.
Sure. Well, I apologize for implying it was more like what I said through the Teoth monologue then.
Oh no, no, I mean that monologue I think was still spot on. He was
Okay.
a lonely fucking kid.
Right.
Yeah, it was general enough that it still applies, I think.
Yeah. So then, yeah, with Virginia, I definitely took it as she kind of I don't know. I went to school. That's what people do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's definitely that latter part.
Yeah.
Where like she remembers that she went to a school. Because like when Michael asks her like what school did you go to, or where did you go to school, she said she just says Las Vegas.
Right.
Duh.
Yeah.
Some real like self-inception kind of thing where you just kind of assume you had a childhood and your brain just fills in the blanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it as like he basically wiped her like conscious memories of her time with him, and then she wakes up in her apartment in Vegas like a couple years before the show starts, and just kind of like fills in the gaps of like, well, I'm awake in here, so I guess this is my apartment. Yeah, it's my apartment, of course, and then just kind of goes from there.
Makes sense.
Just like Roxas.
Yeah, much like Roxas.
Yeah, sure. I don't know enough about Roxas apparently.
What are you
Don't worry, I know enough
Kingdom
about
Hearts 2.
Roxas.
I like Kingdom Hearts 2 a lot.
How do you not know about Roxas?
I know about Roxas. I just, that doesn't seem like Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't know.
Okay.
Let me tell you about Roxas. New hit podcast from Audio Entropy.
No.
I thought you were referencing like 358 over 2.
No.
Oh, no, I was specifically referencing the prologue of KH2.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to talk about the prologue of KH2? I'm probably going to be leaning into that a little bit at some point.
Interesting.
Alright, yeah, let's see here. Will backstories ever get more thoroughly explored, or will they remain just as is currently stated, allowing people to come to their own ideas, conclusions for the characters? Well, again, the characters all died and the world ended, so I don't really think there'll be an opportunity to explore any of this.
I mean, I just mentioned I've got some ideas kicking around for some prequel stories about Chile.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just don't see how they could ever come up in the show.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's all extra canonical. But...
Right.
Lexi is the meme of like the thin book, the OC backstory I say versus the OC backstory I have in my head.
Right, yeah. Yeah,
Small book. Eidolon ROCK if Chile had a gun.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Chile very easily could have had a gun.
Yeah,
at
Little Lies
many
could have
points.
picked up a gun at any time.
Borrow
Chile
something
doesn't want a
Chris.
gun.
No.
No, Chile hates guns.
Yeah.
They
Guns
are
kill the
allowed.
parents.
Yeah, I think the short answer to this is, I don't know, fucking spoilers.
Sure.
Like, maybe? Who knows? Who could say?
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about the fact that other people, i.e. fans, will have their own headcanons and interpretations of your characters that will probably diverge from your own? Is it an everyone's ideas are interesting and they're all valid in their own ways, or is it more of a think what you want but you're wrong and the only true version of my character is my own?
I think largely the former, unless it's, again, I don't know where Eidolon is being talked about other than like people on Twitter that I'm not following, and well, I can't follow everyone on Twitter, but like I mostly only know about what people are saying either in the Audio Entropy Discord or the people I actually already follow on Twitter.
You heard it here first, listener. Dustin's too much of a big shot for you.
it's more like I just don't know that many people.
Sure.
But yeah, I think it's largely the former, unless it would be something that just feels totally wrong for how like Chris would behave, I guess. But like largely, just whatever, do what you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want to qualify that even in the most broad sense, everyone's ideas are not necessarily interesting or valid because, like, there are definitely things you could think of for our characters that are just straight up wrong.
Do you have do you have something in mind?
In the sense of like morally.
Sure.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was getting at.
Yeah. There are lines that I feel would definitely cross where any of us are.
Sure.
Are morally, and that's not cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as you're not going weird or gross places with the characters, yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of hyper control over intellectual property. Like,
yeah.
Write Chili the Fox fan fiction. That'd be awesome.
I don't think I get to end the season on like a weird, ambiguous note that's open for interpretation and then get mad at people interpreting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reserve the right to contradict your headcanons at any point with whatever I come up with my character. That's
That's pretty much how I feel.
Yeah, do what you want.
Yeah, it's the Star Wars Extended Universe out here.
Yeah. Follow up, in that vein, if someone were to ever write a fic, they wrote fix, so I don't know if that was autocorrect fucking them or if they meant like fix fic or what. I'm gonna just guess it's supposed to be fic. Write a fic about any of the characters. Would you like to see it, or would you rather people kept that to themselves?
Yes, I want to see it.
I would read the fuck out of Eidolon fanfiction. Are you kidding me?
I may not ever say a word about it, but I'd read it.
Yeah, same.
I have explicitly asked that Eidolon appear in as an AO3 category at some point. So
I would read any fanfics that are not sexual in nature.
yeah, okay, yes.
Yeah, you can send those ones over to me.
Do not, under any circumstances, sexualize Chili the Fox. That's my only requirement.
Don't actually send your sexual fanfics to me.
Real early Let's Plays vibes on that one, huh?
Anyway, I think that's... Oh, yeah, then these are questions for me.
Did Max answer that question at all? Max?
Sorry.
I feel like I did. Did I
Okay.
not?
Not
Yeah,
know.
I think you said that you'd love to see it, right?
Yeah, no. I love to see it. It's good.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I just think I didn't hear you. That's
Yeah.
all.
That is entirely fair.
Yeah. Anyhow, let's see here. To Luke, how do you go about planning out campaigns? Do you come up with broad strokes before you begin, meticulously plan everything and rewrite as necessary, or do you just wing it and work in a narrative later? I'm GMing my own Eidolon campaign, and it's only my second time as a GM. I try not to plan too much so my players can roleplay more, but how little planning is me just not doing my job as a GM? Am I overthinking? Any other tips would be appreciated. So, mostly I kinda wing it. With Rock, I said, okay, you're gonna be, like, gangsters. It's gonna be Golden Wind from JoJo, basically. It's gonna be like a road trip thing from Las Vegas to somewhere on the East Coast. I just picked New Jersey out of a hat. And you'll just get attacked by Eidolon users along the way, and it's gonna be like a drug deal, and, it's probably gonna be like Eidolon drugs. That's fun. And, then we fucked up and killed off, Virginia in episode 2. And then that, like, I did not have Lady Luck in my notes at all. Like, in episode
That's
1, when
very
Molly
funny.
rolled real well, I was like, wait, shit, fuck, I have to have a luck spirit.
Yeah, I did that to torture you explicitly.
Yeah, I
because
don't
that
know,
was
like a
the whole
sexy
point
Las
of it.
Vegas lounge singer lady shows up. That makes sense. That was all Lady Luck was at first.
Didn't you literally fuck up and kill Virginia too? Like, didn't you
Yeah.
calculate
Yeah,
her
it was
HP
very
wrong?
literally a
Yeah,
fuck
she
up.
shouldn't have died.
Yeah,
I just
can't-
thought it was more fun that she did.
Yeah.
Wait, was that the Bones fight or was that the?
That was the
I think
Bones
that was
fight, yeah.
Okay, because I thought the time she died in the Houses in Motion fight was also a fuck up because I think
Virginia
it was Harvey
never
that
should have
should have.
died in this campaign.
The
Yeah, 'cause
Houses in
Harvey
Motion
was
fuck
the one
up
who
was a
should've taken
different
that
fuck up
damage.
where everyone was talking over each other and I misunderstood and thought someone, like, I gave somebody I think I gave
Yeah, you gave Virginia damage instead of Harvey.
I told Virginia that she could, like, swerve to, like, hurt Harvey or herself, and it, like, lines got crossed, and Maxie thought I was talking to her, and opted to hurt Virginia. It was just a mess.
Okay.
Through the magic of editing, though, it all sounds velvet smooth.
Some would say it's our best episode.
It's real good, I like it.
Some have said this to me.
I certainly think it's one of the best ones.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Houses in Motion. But yeah, like, I came up with just, like, a very rough skeleton and then just kind of painted it in as we went. Early on, I was looking at names of killer songs and saw one called The Ballad of Michael Valentine. I was like, well, okay, that's Virginia's dad. I don't know how that works yet, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I forgot I served that up to you.
Yeah, uh-huh. And it just kind of started getting filled in episode by episode. Yeah.
Here's a fun fact about Virginia dying. That episode 2 death is the only time I lied about what I rolled.
Great.
Because I failed the death roll. I thought that would suck, so I made it make success instead.
Yeah, if we're revealing the only time we ever cheated, the only time I did was when Luke explicitly told me to before the roll.
And the time I told you to ended up getting cut from the episode anyway.
Yeah, so it never happened.
Yeah, you've never cheated.
I have never cheated once.
I told you you
Good
should have
boy.
cheated when you failed the everything fades roll on the Bass Pro Pyramid.
Yeah, I probably should have.
I mean, that's a great
I have
episode.
never
so
cheated,
like,
and I never will cheat.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, like, Lady Luck was not ever intended to be a major character. Like, if you go back and listen to episode 2, I'm pretty sure she says, like, bring the briefcase to us, because she was just supposed to be, like, one of a gaggle of Undertow spirits, and they just wanted the Eidolon drugs back because they belonged in the Undertow at that point. And then over time, I fleshed her out more and figured out who she was and what she wanted.
When Lady Luck took the chip that contained Chris's genius,
Yeah.
she threw it on a
Yeah.
betting table.
Yeah.
So how'd that go?
She was only ever playing against herself, so it doesn't really matter that never
Yeah.
came up again.
She just gave it to the gambler and was like, "Here, I love this."
She was just fucking around because she's the Joker.
She
Yeah,
is the
okay.
joke.
And also, I allude to that roulette table in an episode of Pop, because at that point I hadn't figured out that Pop was a prequel.
Yeah.
You know,
So to answer your question, nothing fucking matters. Just do whatever.
Just do whatever.
listen, yeah, this is a, like, very improv-heavy kind of storytelling. You're gonna have, like, plot cul-de-sacs and stuff sometimes. It's unavoidable. Let's see here. As a more lighthearted question, what were everyone's favorite moments that came from an unexpected dice result?
For me, it was when I got a partial success on bringing Sabrina to the fight with Michael Valentine.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that was wholly unexpected, because I didn't have high genius,
Right.
but like I was into it. I was into Harvey getting real excited and then having to wait and getting shot in the gut.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really had an unexpected dice roll.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, what dice rolls... Chris succeeding at, like, becoming the internet at the end was pretty good.
Yeah, that was
that ruled.
Yeah, I don't really remember dice rolls that much, so...
Yeah, I'm blanking. Sorry.
There are a lot of questions. We can just keep going.
Yeah, let's just keep
It's
trucking.
fine.
Hello, I'm assuming Luke or Molly. It's me, because I forgot the password to the Eidolon Gmail, so I can't give it to Molly.
And also, he's never tried to change it to give it to me.
Yeah, I could fix this problem very quickly.
You could fix this problem very easily. And you have
This
not.
set of
Fix
questions
this
is from
problem
21st.
right now.
I
This set
could.
of questions is from 21st century, by the way.
Yes, that's true. Here are a few questions for the Rock Crew's Post-Mortem. What was the goal of their road trip? I'm not sure I fully understand what Lady Luck's endgame was. Understandable.
Neither did Luke.
I did. I understood.
That
No,
game
it
was
wasn't,
getting
Luke.
paid for
Explain
us.
it.
Okay, yeah, no, sure. So, in Pop, Lady Luck's original idea was to, because James was so, like, desperate and depressed, she thought exposing him to the heart would make the heart eclipse. And then that didn't work out, I think because Gabe gave him that little pep talk and that, like, soothed him enough that it didn't work. So she had to come up with a backup plan. She tried to kill Ron Wee and couldn't. And then she just started fishing through the room of death and happened to land on Virginia and be like, oh hey, you have access to, like, Eidolon drugs. Bring them to New Jersey so I can slip them into the Undertow, inject Ron with his own blood, and make him solid enough to murder him. And that'll kill the heart.
Yeah, that would do it.
That would do it. And, you know, as Teoth pointed out, she could have done it so much easier.
She could have just tapped on it, really.
Yeah, but she's
Yeah.
the Joker, so she could
Ultimately, the end game, or the goal of our road trip and Lady Luck's end game was fuck with us a bunch and have fun.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You would think that Teoth would know that Lady Luck is the Joker at this point, but you know,
You
The
know.
thing is,
Listen,
Teoth's
there's
been
a
stuck in a
difference
Teoth's been stuck in a like thing on glass since the idea of the Joker was invented by humanity's
That's
consciousness.
true.
That's true,
So-
that's true.
Yeah.
No other alien planet ever invented the Joker.
but it is a type of guy.
Joker voice, no other species could.
Joker was the original type of guy. He was
Yeah.
the first type of guy we came up with.
The first type of guy we made up to get mad at.
Literally, some caveman had a really bad day and was like, well, guess I'm going to become the Joker.
Right. Let's see. Rock had a lot of moments that made me shout. What was everyone's favorite whoa moment?
Burning down the house.
Definitely burning down the house.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I knew that was coming, so I can't say burning down the house.
Right.
I liked when Virginia stabbed Cecilia. That was pretty woe to me.
That was pretty well, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, that was a
I
bad
didn't
one.
like it, but it did make me say whoa.
Yeah. I really liked Molly having like the brain blast that she can use Virginia to turn the humans into glass.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Also, Molly using Joker's Wild to sever herself from Michael.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yes.
That's one that didn't really make me go whoa because I knew it was happening.
Yeah, I told
That was
Lexi
such
about
a
it, like,
good
2
one
months
to
in advance.
punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole
I had-
episode whipped ass.
Yeah!
Yeah, we had multiple people planning their own sides of this thing.
Right.
Except for
Completely
Chris didn't know
independently.
what the fuck he was doing.
No. Let's see. The singers were a really cool idea. Did the team know about them at all before the episodes came out? No.
Oh, nope.
Yeah. No.
One of the best parts about listening back to episodes of Eidolon was there would be a bit at the end that I didn't know about.
Yeah, the singers were a thing. I think I talked about this on one of the episodes. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember. The Road to Nowhere fight kind of didn't work as well as I wanted it to. And I realized that the problem with it is that if you were, say, watching a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure episode with an enemy stand with that power, you would have constant cutaways to the bad guy, like monologuing and explaining it so you're not fucking lost, which you can't do when you're locked into the party's point of view. So the stingers were basically just a way for me to, like, cut away and show other things happening in the world without holding up the game sessions with random narration that didn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see here. If the season had had a happy ending, what would have been President Godlove's first few acts?
Okay, I actually have a list of 4.
Great.
right.
Switch to metric for most purposes.
Okay.
We'd keep
Oh, thank
Fahrenheit.
Hell yeah.
Theft is legal if you're homeless.
Okay.
Because that's both that both solves crime and homelessness.
Right. That's a
That's
self-solving problem.
efficiency.
Sick.
3, and this one's pretty obvious, large-scale public works project centered around government-funded arcades.
Of course.
And then once all those are taken care of, and this is sort of the big one of the administration, is to gradually succumb to corruption from the absolute power of the office in the presence of Henry Dracula within his soul.
Okay, yeah, of course. Naturally.
It's
I thought it
impossible
really
to
felt
be
like
a
act-
president and be a good person. It's
Right.
just-
Exactly.
Alright, and then we've got, what is Chili's favorite snack in the end?
So, here's the thing. That flamingo was really good.
Oh
But now that it's like kind of her best friend, she feels weird about that. So she tries not to think about how good it was.
no. Oh,
So-
oh boy.
So her answer to this is going to be that steak she stole from Harvey, because food that wasn't supposed to be yours is the best food.
Sure.
I'm always saying that free food tastes the best.
Yeah, thank you, 21st Century, for all of those. Next, we've got a question from Kane. If you'd been a player in the other game, do you think you'd have played a similar type of character to what you did this season, or would you have gone with something distinctly different or used a different type of Eidolon? No one would have used a different type of Eidolon because we assigned them to make sure every playbook got covered.
Yeah, I think Chris largely would have been the same, because, like, it would have still been in college.
Harvey would have been the same, except that he would have done the same thing that Alexis did, which is not officially enrolled, lived in a van, and sold weed out the back.
Yeah.
Literally the only difference for Pop Chili the Fox is she probably wouldn't be called Chili because I had y'all name her.
That's true,
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I don't know if Virginia would have been the same character. I tend to find the characters when I play rather than beforehand.
Yeah.
Hang on, there's a fire truck going by.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so that it would be very much based on like the people around me.
Mm.
I had no ideas for Virginia.
Yeah.
I knew I'd get there, but
Yeah, for sure. That segues well into this next question. Rock Post-Mortem questions from Lucas. Were there any plans for Virginia's old casino to get involved before it was decided she was an Eidolon?
you tell me, Luke.
No. I like, while y'all were creating characters, you were giving me a lot of, like, local Las Vegas stuff, and I wanted to be like,
Yeah.
guys, we're gonna leave Las Vegas in, like, 2 episodes. You shouldn't put all the... Oh, well, okay.
I mean, what else were we supposed to do? We all lived in Las Vegas.
You could have had, like, an aunt in another state or something.
I don't think I could have.
Maybe
Luke.
not. Well, first of all, sure you could have. A cousin?
You could have brought the cat back.
That's
I
true.
brought the cat back.
You
As, like, a
could have
stowaway.
brought the cat back at any point, Luke, and you
She
didn't.
could have. That cat could have been a recurring character, somehow always popping up.
Yeah, voiced by Kate Mulgrew.
You know, since it was only the end of the world for humans, that cat might still be alive.
Yeah. Yeah. Who can say? Then, were there any state names that Luke wanted to use but didn't? So the way the state names happened was way early on. I asked everybody to give me a list of 10 nouns with no explanation for why, and then I would just go through them when it was time to write up narration and pick one that I liked for the state, and then come up with a dumb joke, like reverse engineer it from the word. So I've got the list here. I'll just give you them. Let's see.
Yeah, because I don't remember what nouns I gave
You actually might have forgotten to give me a list.
Did I?
I think you might
whoops. Oh, well.
Yeah, I think I just had ones from Molly, Lexi, and Maxie, which were plenty.
My bad.
That's fine, it happens.
We weren't gonna hit all 50, so.
Nah. Maxie had Gateway, which we used, Stone, Cinnamon, Wax, Spear, Clover, Fan, Eyeball, Flamingo, and Softball.
Oh, man. Flamingo ended up being way more important than you'd think.
Yep.
That's still my favorite, like, Chekhov's gun that didn't have to be a Chekhov's gun.
Molly had a sword, tree, bow, flower, house cat, pen, hanger, airplane, telephone, and coin.
God, I want to
Really
hear
put
your
house
narration.
cat on there.
I want to hear your narration for the house cat state.
I was just thinking, that'd be like Florida, and it would be all about fucking Ernest Hemingway's dumb four-fingered cats or whatever.
Except Florida already has one.
Oh, right, they're the 12-gauge shotgun state, I forgot.
What?
You don't
You
remember
forgot
that?
your best joke.
Oh my god, I don't remember that.
It was
at all.
from the New Mexico stuff, because New Mexico's the sword state, and it was all about, like, it dates back to a historic duel between the governors of Florida and New Mexico.
It was like
I
a
forgot
5-sentence
about that.
setup for the joke of 12-gauge shotgun state.
I forgot about that.
It's been a long time since then, so.
It has. And then Lexi had Scampy, Friendship, Volcano, Snowman, Elasticity, Spirograph, Tire, Bongo, Snow, and Modem.
Those are some obtuse ones.
Yeah, did I use any of yours, Lexi?
I don't know. You just said with no qualifications, give me 10 nouns. And when I hear that, I hear word challenge.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see the modem state, though.
Modem state was always one that I was, like, on the brink of doing. Like, oh yeah, this state is just wall-to-wall data centers now.
Oh, man, Chris would love that state.
Yeah. So, there you go. Then we have, for the players, if you could play as any of the enemy Eidolon users, who would you pick?
Oh, gosh.
Oh man.
Surprised
I mean,
this
feel
was...
like I
atomic
could get-
bomb's so cool.
Yeah, I was assuming I was gonna get 4 Miss Atomic Bombs immediately.
No,
Well,
I don't.
because I think
fun.
Molly would be the best at playing Miss Atomic Bomb is the thing.
That's probably true.
I guess we're never going to find out because all the killers are dead too.
I probably would have played as Neon Tiger actually,
Yeah.
because Neon Tiger's power set kind of appeals to me.
I think Neon Tiger's my favorite one.
It's a really fun
He's
one.
a very polite man, and he has a cool power.
I mean, I just became one of the enemy Eidolon users, so I guess y'all actually know my answer to that one.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Dustland Fairy Tale would be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yep. All right, let's see.
What about Lexi?
Lexi have
Oh,
one?
sorry, yeah.
Fuck, I don't know.
That's fine.
Then we get to one from Grief Ninja. Was there any particular reason Virginia was raised on a diet of almost entirely Wonder Bread? Because Michael's a fucking abusive piece of shit.
Yeah, because he's the worst and also is Luke's grandpa.
Yeah, he's based on my grandpa, who... My dad had more to eat than frozen peas and Wonder Bread. He had, cereal and bologna also. But,
Oh, boy.
basic idea.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had brought him up to me before that episode, and then I heard that, and I was like, ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. To be clear, I did run that by you to make sure it wasn't too much for Virginia.
Yep, everything was cleared.
Yeah. We got from June, let's see here. For Luke, did you have any ideas about how not to trap Virginia into dying if Michael got killed, or did you just plan to roll with whatever happened? I think if you hadn't done something clever, Virginia just would have died, and, like, that's the thing of how this system works, is you never die permanently. You know, you always get to choose if you want to come back, it's just gonna cost you.
Yeah, we don't have a permanent death if you don't want it.
Yeah.
Oh, I had something to say about the last thing.
Oh.
And then now I forgot.
Sorry.
It's not your fault.
Sure.
I realized it after you started reading the next part.
Okay, well then I rescind my apology.
Fine with me.
And I'll ask the same second question to the rock group that I did to the pop group. What were everyone's favorite moments that came from an unexpected dice result? I think we covered that one.
Yeah.
Probably covered that one from June. This one comes in from Robin. How aware of the Michael Valentine plot was Molly before his appearance in the show? If she wasn't aware, was Virginia having the last name Valentine just a lucky coincidence? We talked about this a little bit already.
Yeah, I didn't know shit.
No.
And Luke knew from episode 2, and I want to say that Luke is a rat fucking bastard because he said he had something fun for me, and I was like, that's cool. And he's like, I'm gonna go tell Zoe what it is. And then he went and told Zoe what it was, and then Zoe messaged me and said, I have something so cool about Virginia that I can't tell you. So, absolute fucking bastard.
It was a cool idea, and I needed to tell somebody who was close enough to care, but not so close that it would be a spoiler for.
So you told Zoe?
Uh-huh.
Oh. When the angel reveal happened in episode 9, I took that to Zoe and I said, is this the thing? And she was like, no, that's nowhere near the thing. What if I just told the thing Luke told me? And I was like, well, let me ask Luke first because that might still come up. And it's a good thing I asked Luke first because it came up 4 episodes later.
So, okay. How the Michael thing came about was, like I said, I was looking at lists of killer songs for inspiration. I saw the Ballad of Michael Valentine. I was like, well, okay. Got handed that one. And the original idea was like, he's like your dad or something. Maybe you don't really know him. Who knows? I don't really know. He shows up pretty early on in the codas.
Yep.
I
think
episode 3 is when he first shows up. Yeah. And that was just kind of the thing. I didn't have anything concrete, but I also knew that, like, we talked about it. You kind of, like, fumbled a little when I asked you for details about, like, Virginia's life and apartment and stuff. And I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. Why don't we just, like, pivot and use that and make this, like, a fucking Bioshock thing or whatever. And that's why you're like that. And then time went on, and I started introducing angels as villains in Pop, which was not part of the original idea of Pop at all. And it hit me like I was going through what angels would be good to pull, and I was like, well, you have to have Michael. He's an archangel. Wait, fuck, I already have Michael Valentine. That's gotta be... oh, okay. No, here we go. Michael Valentine is Michael the Archangel, which makes Virginia also an angel. And then I started giving all the angels 2 names. The name of an angel and the name of a saint, so that Michael Valentine fit the naming scheme.
Does Virginia Valentine fit the naming scheme?
Not technically, but Virginia, like, is
close.
It's close. It's like Virgin Mary. Like, it fits it well enough, considering she's not directly an angel. She's a weird, like, descendant of an angel.
Yeah, you've got a double saint name.
Like, she's not from the Light Room, so it's different for her.
Yeah, and the fun thing is, I did almost name her Faith, but then remembered that the name Virginia is in Only the Good Die Young, and I was like, I'll just lean into it.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's Michael Valentine.
God, all this because you thought Only the Good Die Young sounded like a good name for something.
Yep. Yeah, that's...
And you were right. You were completely right.
Yeah.
It all works out.
Yep. This one comes in from Nick. What are Harvey's personal top 5 pinball tables? Do any of the other characters or players have any hot pinball takes? This is from, Drashura. Sorry I said your name on the pod. Didn't say your last name, at least.
So, Shit, do I still have the
bumper to bumper list?
I need to see if I still have the bumper to bumper list, because that one's okay. Yes, I do. Great. So canonically, his single favorite table is Dr. Dude and his Excellent Ray, which is also it was a major source of his ideals of masculinity.
Okay.
Let's say.
Okay.
Did you say Dr. Dude and his Major Ray?
No, his Excellent Ray.
Excellent Ray. Okay.
I can read the description of it.
I'm
I
looking at a
want that
picture.
more than
of it.
anything.
Terminally uncool Ben A. Glitch developed an incredible treatment that turned him into the suave and skillful Dr. Dude. Now you can follow in his footsteps by attaining a magnetic personality, the heart of rock and roll, and the gift of gab, and become a super dude yourself.
Oh my god,
Holy
this
shit.
character design is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
This is like a rejected Burger King Kids Club member.
Somebody link this to me, please.
Anyway, yeah, that's something I didn't mention with Harvey's backstory, and I can't remember whether it came up on Bumper to Bumper, but yeah, he modeled his ideals of masculinity primarily on Dr. Dude and Fonzie.
Yeah, this all makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So yeah, that one, Black Knight 2000.
Holy
He used to be a
fuck.
big fan of Dracula's
This is
Grand
so
Tour
much.
2008.
I know, right?
But obviously, he ended up pretty disillusioned with President Dracula by the end there.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
But now he gets to live with him. Well, was going to live with him.
Yeah.
They were briefly head roommates.
Yeah. Dr. Dude is a fucking Harvey TF doctor.
oh, I hate that. Don't say it like that.
Harveyfication.
Oh boy.
Next
Oh.
question. I'm out of here. Next question.
So speaking of our AO3 page,
Oh, wait, hold on. I skipped one. This one comes in from Kat. What's one really cool Eidolon power that wouldn't be good for a podcast or tabletop RPG?
I feel like I had something for this at one point, but it is
Huh.
not coming to me now.
My gut is that if you do it right, basically any of them can work as an NPC Eidolon. I struggle to think of a power that you couldn't give an NPC.
Swear to God, months ago I thought of something that would be really cool visually, but I could not think of a way to transfer it to audio.
That's
I
true.
cannot
Stuff that
remember
would
what it
look cool but doesn't sound good that'd be rough.
or would require so much like description of action or visuals that it
Yeah.
just would be clunky. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, fucking King Crimson would be frustrating to do in an audio
yeah.
format.
Yeah, definitely.
They have a hard time conveying him in a visual format.
I honestly never got what people have trouble with King Crimson. King Crimson makes sense to me. I'm not saying this to brag.
It makes sense to me too, but I definitely had to reread the chapter where he explains his power once or twice
Y'all
before
got-
I really got it.
Your brain weirdos.
It also helps a lot. You gotta remember, Maxie, for a long time, the only way anyone could read Vento Arreo in English
was a
like,
really bad fan translation.
yeah, so that's gonna make it hard. Seeing it animated makes it way easier to understand because you can just see it in motion and get it more intuitively.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
quit that season before I could do that.
That's fair.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, he can simply erase moments of time.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes perfect
It's
sense.
like if you shoot him with a gun, the bullet hole will be in the wall behind him, but he won't have a gunshot wound, basically.
Yeah, because he erased the moment in time where the bullet hit him.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. He has a whole little villain monologue about how everybody has good days and bad days except me because I erase all the bad days.
Damn, I wish that was me.
Right? Anyway,
Damn, I would not have a lot of life left.
for
Oh.
for player characters, I think any Eidolon that is very static is really hard to do. You could make Superfly in the Eidolon rules. It would be real. You're really putting your GM in a hard position if you try, though.
I mean, yeah, you made Cecilia,
Yeah.
have fortune teller, and even as an NPC, that got kinda, tricky to lug around.
Right. Oh, poor Cecilia.
It also really wasn't all that useful, let's be honest here.
No.
You know, seeing as Cecilia is probably one of the only human beings to survive the end of the world, I really hope things go better for her in the future.
Yeah.
I hope she's making out with Sabrina somewhere.
Hell yes.
Yeah. You know, and I hope that maybe when they put her Eidolon back together, it weighs less.
They can make a little version of it.
Yeah.
They should just take the fortune teller out of the machine and she can just have a little puppet friend.
Right.
Put it in an app.
Ooh, ventriloquism.
All right, yeah. Let's move up here. These are from Madeline. Hello, so I have some questions this time instead of just kind words. Oh, Madeline also wrote us a very nice message that I'm not going to read out on this podcast because we're not that vain, but it was very nice, and
Yeah,
we'd all
thank you
like
so
to
much.
hear it. You don't need to answer all these if you're short on time. We got time. Maxie, what sort of information did you have about people's characters when you made their theme songs?
So that varied to some extent. It was pretty much whatever Luke and the player in question were able to give me.
Yeah, I would rope someone else into a Discord with me and Maxie and just be like, hey, what do you want your character's theme to sound like?
Yeah, I can read off the description that I gave Maxie, actually.
Yeah, if you got it handy.
Yeah, so I'll just read off verbatim what I said in the chat. So I was initially thinking some sort of chiptune or electronica thing, but now that doesn't really seem quite right. Instead, I've been leaning towards, like, what if someone made a vaporwave song for an anime opening theme? Yeah, I like to imagine that Chris likes to use vaporwave as background music for his urban exploration videos, since it sounds simultaneously chipper and melancholic in a nostalgic sort of way, which fits Chris's own feelings about the areas he explores. And I think his ideal of what a hero should be is based off shonen protagonists, since they never give up and have a bunch of friends who love them.
Yeah.
I remember there was one in particular that I enjoyed, which was talking to you and Mike about James's theme.
Uh-huh.
And I remember we were talking about potential arc stuff, loosening up and finding a new purpose, and also possibly being evil.
Yeah, Mike was toying with the idea of James going full villain mode for a long stretch of the podcast.
This is
Makes
really funny to me in retrospect because they did say it might be me being paranoid, but I worry that I'm turning the game into everyone else dealing with James's problems ad nauseum. And like, Pop is just sort of everybody dealing with everybody's problems ad nauseum, except for Alexis, who's like weirdly the most together of any of them. I feel like.
Yeah.
Together's a strong word.
Despite being the
Relatively
most
speaking.
Joker.
Alexis is able to just weather that storm because she's already the Joker. Everybody else was in the process of becoming the Joker to some extent or another. But yeah, so it was pretty much just talking to Luke and the player in question and figuring it out. And I'm glad that people feel like I did a good job with those.
Yeah, you did. You did an incredible job.
Yeah, they were very good.
We gave you nonsense instructions, and you knocked it out of the park every fucking time.
I gave you nothing. I gave you nothing. So I give you
What did Molly give me? Hang on.
Jack shit.
Uh,
I think it would be hard to find that actually, because me and you and Luke's DM got longer than that.
Well, we have two separate DM logs.
Do we really?
Somehow. Yeah.
I didn't think this would be that.
Yeah. Molly,
I
my
gave you
gut
Jack, except I wanted a piano.
Yeah, my gut says something kind of light, has like a kind of twinkly sound. I did a draft with the guitar, you weren't feeling it. I decided to go with piano and a different guitar sample, kind of put the guitar in the background. And that got me there.
Yeah.
It's good. I like Virginia's theme a lot, although it is impossible to put it in the show.
It is maybe not tonally consistent with the rest of the show, even though it's a
not.
good song.
Even when I want to put this in somewhere, I'm like, fuck, I can't find anywhere to do this.
It's really the Virginia turns into a cat theme.
Yeah,
That's what I use it for.
I was honestly surprised by how well Chris's theme worked and showed up as background music.
Yeah, Chris's theme works really well in a lot of different situations, because like you were saying, it hits a lot of different moods.
Meanwhile, Harvey's theme is just we're doing some bullshit.
Yeah.
I do think James' theme came out as the best one on the
James'
track.
theme is so fucking good.
Yeah, I
It
have to
helps
listen.
Yeah,
after
that's because
Smoke
that's because villain songs fucking whip.
Hey, I got some good news about season 2.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to gas myself up too much. I don't want to like overhype this.
Oh, I'll do it for you. The songs you've made for season 2 so far fucking rule.
Hell yes.
I'm still like very impressed by the names of the tracks.
Yeah.
Like there's so many good ones in there.
Which that's all 100% Maxi.
Yeah. One of my favorites is still Jesus Christ. There's a bear on the floor.
I think I've told this story before, but that entirely came about from me going like, I can't think of a fucking casino thing for
Right.
Ursa. What if I just did a fucking Family Guy ass goof?
Let's see. This is another question for Maxi. Sometimes people like to listen to podcasts on faster speeds. Did you take this into consideration at all when creating the soundtrack?
Absolutely not.
No. Though I did.
Those people are weird, and whatever that does to our production values is on them.
Unless they're listening right now, in which case we love you and you're great, and you're right, actually.
No,
No,
absolutely not. I will
absolutely
not
not.
budge on this. 1x speed or get out.
I want their fucking Patreon money, you guys. We gotta.
You should
You're
listen
also
to us
every-
on half speed so that you have twice as much content.
That's what I was gonna say. One thing I did find out doing the what was it, Pop 23, I think, is that all the Maxi
Right,
songs
yeah.
sound real cool when you slow them down to half speed.
Yeah, but also it's disturbing enough that it actually caused problems for
Well,
some
that was the
listeners.
one I slowed down so much that it took the entire length of the episode, so it was just a
Oh.
weird rumble you couldn't even really hear, but it just made you upset for some reason.
I could hear it.
It was a lot.
Listen, people talking, I'm not going to pick up any of that shit. A low rumble or high frequency sounds, I'm all on those.
I liked it a lot. I think it's very cool. I also had no compunctions about putting out a version that didn't have it.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I was gonna say something else. I forgot that one now. Oh, I was gonna say all you who listen to 1.5 speed, 1.75 speed, you're all perverts. That's what I was gonna say.
I'm with you on this, Molly.
United front.
Ugh. All right. This is
I just can't do it. I've tried.
Yeah.
I've heard other people do it. I just can't.
Yeah.
There are so many times where I've been like, okay, if I speed this up, it would really make editing take less time. But then I do it, and I'm like, no, I can't work with fucking timing like this. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah. No, you can't do it while you're editing. Let's see here. Then we have a question for everybody. Your party was smaller than Pop's. Do you think this affected your dynamic?
Not too much. It was a little bit tighter, but it's only one person different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we had a GMPC with us for half of it.
Did have Cecilia for a lot of it.
Yeah, but she also just vanished whenever it was convenient.
And she was
That's
also there when
I think the closeness of the party came about way more because of the characters we created and just our personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over anything else. Like we aren't, I think, as a group very personal conflict driven.
Sure.
Yeah. Just in real life and also in a lot of the games I play, I am a conflict averse person.
Sure.
So Chris generally went along with things more often than not.
I'll say, on my part, having one less person, it made it easier to juggle everybody and make sure that I was shifting focus to everybody in equal measures.
Yeah.
I think with Pop, my main thing with Pop is that I feel I should have given Alexis more to do. Maybe I will in season 2. Except she's dead.
we have time. There's time.
She's dead now, though.
That's
So,
true. She is dead.
What are you gonna do?
Rip.
Yeah. This is another one for Maxi. Were you satisfied with how things with Harvey's mentor resolved? Do you wish you could have made a reappearance in the finale somehow?
I think it would have been cool if we had gotten another confrontation between Harvey and Jack, but at the same time, there was a lot of shit going on, and I'm fine with him falling by the wayside.
Yeah, I can imagine a situation where Jack replaced one of the throwaway Eidolon fights. If instead of fighting Stand, you fought Jack again.
Okay, but Stan whipped. Stan was such a good fight.
I'm glad that all of you like Stand so much, because that one is the most throwaway one to me.
It's really fun though.
It definitely
It's
is,
a
but it's
really
very funny.
funny joke is the thing.
It's really funny, and I got to do maybe the dumbest thing with a wild card book. So
That's true with the laser pointer. That was good.
Yeah.
We did kind of half joke, half seriously say that, like, at some point Jack should come back and his Eidolon is upgraded to the Arcade Fire.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's all the questions on this one, and we just have one last email. We did it. How did Maxie have the time to be the best character and hit the ball out of the park with the soundtrack? A lot of Maxie love here, and I am for it.
I tend to agree.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I would say Chile the Fox is the best character, but
It's a dead heat, I'd say.
Maxie,
I
why
think
why are you so great?
not to toot our own fucking horns, I think we all did pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't answer the question. Why are you so fucking good?
It's because I'm trans.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, that's true.
checks out, honestly.
Gives you a bonus multiplier.
Factually, being trans gives you a bonus multiplier to electronic music.
Sure.
That, I've heard that.
I have my doubts about that statistic.
Well, bonus multiplier, if the base is low, it's not gonna do much, you know?
Well, here's the thing, Luke, and you would know this if you were a musician.
Uh-huh.
The bass is supposed to be low.
God damn it.
Woo!
Motherfucker.
Got his ass.
Well, that's all the emails we've got. Let me refresh this, make sure that we didn't get any
While you're
last minute here.
While you're doing that, I asked
Oh.
specifically for things about Chile the Fox, and
There
I do
was-
have a couple of tweets here.
Okay,
Okay.
What's up, Dustin?
I was gonna say there's a couple in our Discord that you skipped over.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, there's one that what's the one thing that you wish the most you could have included but never got a chance to?
Oh, okay, yeah. That's a good one to talk about.
I'm gonna abstain from this because both of them may appear later.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, this is a little tricky to mention, given that there is to answer, given that there is a season 2 coming.
Sure, for sure. If you wanted to phrase these in terms of, don't say things that just never came up, but if, like, if you could almost tease season 2 by saying, like, ooh, I
Okay.
really wish we had X,
Yeah, I will say that like one of the actual unexpected things that came up, but like I think both Maxie and some other people in the Discord like noticed some lines that Chris was saying to Harvey.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, does Chris have a thing for Harvey?
I've been shipping Chris and Harvey since, like, Houses in Motion.
And like I had when I initially conceived of Chris, I basically put no thought into what his sexuality was.
Yeah.
Like just because I intended Chris to be like one of the least horny characters in the world. That's just not who Chris is. But like when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense actually. We didn't. I didn't end up exploring that with Maxie just because I wasn't. I don't think either of us was really sure how we wanted to approach that.
That's a weird thing to do in a game. Totally.
Yeah.
I know that I alluded a couple times on the show to the fact that Harvey definitely has a thing for Chris, but yeah,
Yes.
we pretty much agreed, like, we probably don't. It would probably feel weird, especially in a voice game, to just, like, approach that directly.
Totally.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if we'll get more explicit in season 2, but it is definitely something that's on our minds.
Yeah.
No, when you say more explicit.
Not like explicit.
Again, send those to me.
I
but
hope
more-
I hope
more
you're ready
straight.
for an hour of hot fucking
I was gonna say more
bare
straightforward, but it's
Harvey.
not straight either.
We're really gonna be pushing the boundaries into. Can we have the first X-rated actual play?
No.
There's no way
No.
this would be the first.
Oh, you're
I
right.
have people I know who do that. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. No, I mean like Luke in one of the like play-by-post games we were in.
Yeah.
Melissa's character and mine had a explicit romantic relationship as well.
Yeah.
So I'm not a stranger to it. It's
Sure.
just, yeah, we're just not entirely sure like how far we want to take it.
Totally. And listen, you're both dead now anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no. Love cannot exist in the time after existence.
Right. Did anyone else have one?
I really, really want an episode to have a subplot in which Chile got baby back ribs, and then something happened to them, and her entire focus for the rest of the episode was tracking down her baby back ribs.
I'm so glad you never got that.
She wants her baby back
I
ribs!
get it. Like a Chili's commercial.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Molly or Maxie, did you have one?
Sorry, what was the question again?
Just like, is there anything you really wish we could have gotten around to doing on the show that we didn't?
Not really. I'm pretty happy with how things went.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like I hit everything I wanted to hit for Harvey.
Yeah. For me, I think it's mostly stuff like I would have liked it if some subplots had like gotten a little bit of a nicer bow on them. We talked about stuff with Ruby, it was kind of scattershot, or like Jenny just gets away and like it never comes up again.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you had that little teaser of where, because of my little lies rolls or whatever, she thought that I was on their side.
Right.
We never got to do anything with that, which
Never
is a
saw
little
Jenny
disappointing.
again.
Now, Luke, you say Jenny got away. She got away for like a day and a half.
Well, sure. I'm just saying,
like-
it felt like something that should have come back, but there was just never a good organic way to make that happen.
Yeah.
After that episode came out and the stinger hit, I was like thinking about ways I could potentially leverage that, like tricking somebody into thinking I was a double agent.
Right. Because, yeah, even, like, the whole idea of, well, now the nation's police are after you. Okay, but you immediately teleported halfway across the country, and, like, they're not gonna think to look for you there, because why would they think you could teleport?
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
we got pardoned, so it was all okay.
Yeah. Just little stuff like that, just like, I said this before, we're improvising this as we go, and that's just gonna lead to not everything handshaking as neatly as if it was written down and could be edited and revised until it was, like, perfect. Not just gonna happen, and, like, everybody's dead, so I guess I don't have an opportunity to try to clean any of it up in Season 2, but in a different kind of Season 2, that would have maybe been a thing to do, I don't know.
I try not to make plans
Sure.
ahead of time because inevitably it leads to these moments where you're like, damn, wish I could have done that.
Sure.
I do have exactly one thing I'm planning.
Oh. Great.
Yeah, exactly one.
Some
I
of
will
you, and I'm not
say-
even going to say whom because I don't want to, like, even give a twinkle of a spoiler, came to me with, like, Season 2 info that was like, oh, okay, this seems like you've thought about this a lot, and I don't even... Okay.
You gave us the pitch and we fucking ran.
You ran
You
with it in a
did.
way I was like, oh, this is a lot of information that I was not privy to, and we'll have to figure out how to take into account. Okay.
Listen, I think we can at least go as far as saying, when Luke told me the premise for Season 2, I immediately went, oh, Harvey needs to eat the president then.
Sure.
And I do remember we discussed in advance the sort of the end goal that led to Harvey eating the president.
We
If
definitely...
that makes, like,
the fact that you
conclusion-
did
the
that, I was like,
consequence led
okay,
to the
I see where you're
cause.
going with this. I didn't necessarily plan
Yeah.
for you to do it then, but, like, I knew what the idea was, you know?
Yeah.
And then I decided to have Virginia like Michael this time
Right. Uh-huh.
because that's the most upsetting thing that could possibly
The
happen.
most upsetting possible thing.
That's not a spoiler. That's in the.
It happened in the episode, yeah.
Yeah, you'll see how Killer Chris is different.
Yep. Dustin, did I miss any other questions in the Discord?
Yeah, there's one more. Everyone/anyone else. It's pretty common in role-playing for characters to take on a life of their own. Did anyone have an initial idea/direction for their character which was different to where the game led them? Or was there any juicy backstory details which didn't quite make it into the show?
I mean, for me, the only thing that changed about Chile from how I conceived her is I gave her a power that involved lying, and she's the most earnest and honest being in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pure angel.
Uh-huh.
Harvey ended up gayer than I thought. but I probably should have expected that.
You really should have.
I think Chris mostly ended up. I mean, like the whole taking his genius away was something I obviously wasn't expecting. So that led to a character arc that I wasn't necessarily thinking was going to happen. But ultimately, I think Chris largely behaved and self-actualized how, in the general, idea that I was going with.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of already mentioned Lady Luck was just, like, a random, like, spirit at the start, and then ended up being the antagonist of the game, because, like, well, she keeps showing up, she should be important. That's about it, really.
I love to influence you by just kind of being passive-aggressive at you.
I mean, it's a move in the book,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I put it there on purpose, so.
It's gonna be fun one day in the far-flung future when we do Eidolon Ska, and I have to come up with, like, a totally different thing for that can't invoke Lady Luck at all.
Yeah, because somebody's going to play a wild card.
Yeah. But, yeah. No. Lexi, you had your Chile the Fox questions.
Yeah, I've got a few people on Twitter ask me some questions about Chile the Fox. At Witsaru asks, what is Chile's favorite PSP game? Chile can't really play PSP. Like, that system is very much not built for pause.
Oh, it's barely built for humans, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. But she likes watching Chris play Lumines. That game is it's got a lot of pretty colors. At Pirate Burger asks, what's Chile's favorite food? If it's her namesake, what's her second favorite? I think Chile's favorite food, as influenced by her childhood excursion into the pasta emporium, is specifically leftover, like, cheap spaghetti.
Okay, sure.
Okay, yeah. With sauce or without?
With, I suppose. I mean, it was whatever was left on those plates.
Okay.
And at Mallory Mabel asks, Chile the Fox had her name picked out for her. And while I'm sure she loves it, is there a different name she would have picked for herself? And this one I actually thought about a bit because the thing about Chile is when the campaign started, I don't think the idea of naming herself would have really come to her.
Sure.
Weird, like, fox trivia. In studying, like, vocalization of foxes, it's been observed that parents can make a call that only one of the kits will respond to.
Oh.
So to some degree, it's like there is precedent within the fox world for, like, having some sense of referring to yourself by something. But I feel like translating that to the way people name themselves would have taken her a while to get there.
Right.
This question was a good chance for me to mention the extra canonical detail that Chile's full legal name, when she gets her name legalized, will be Frito Chili Pie.
Right.
Which was just a joke I made on a tweet, I think.
Yeah.
That was then demanded I make canon.
Right. Which
and also
I'm not changing how I'm crediting Chile, so.
Oh yeah, no. Chile the Fox is definitely what she calls herself, but if she ever needs to give a full name for whatever reason.
Yeah.
If she needs to get a loan to buy a house.
Yeah.
So the other thing is I've actually put some thought into, like, long-term Chile, like, ideas of where the character would go.
Like, you put it in a crock pot when you leave the house in the morning, let it cook low and slow.
Yeah.
Long-term Chile.
God damn
so
it.
my initial conception for Chile was to lean very much into, like, the mythological, like, trickster god, invocation of foxes. And specifically in a lot of Eastern mythology, there's a legend that says that if a fox lives to 100, they can become a human.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've thought about, like, 97 years in the future when, Chile's still around and she hits that 100. What would that be like for her? And I think she would take the last name Masters after Chris.
Aww.
And the first name, I think she would go by Val.
Oh.
as in like Valentine,
Aw.
Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Harvey can go kick rocks.
No, her middle name would be Godlove.
Okay.
Hell
I was
yeah.
gonna say Val Danger.
Oh shit, Valerie Danger is a great
That is
name.
actually also very good.
All right.
Yeah, those are my Chile questions.
Okay, I think that means we've covered everything. Does anyone have any like closing thoughts before we get a move on here?
I have a
why do we
closing
have to wait
thing
2
I'd like to
weeks?
mention.
Well, sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
we
yes.
will get to the announcements, Maxie. But yeah, just like
Okay.
Yeah. What were you saying, Molly?
I said, why do I have to wait 2 weeks to play my game again?
Because I have to record the season 2 of Pop first.
Why will I
Bastard.
have to wait like a month to talk about it?
Yeah. Yeah, the new recording schedule means that after we record an episode, it takes a month for it to come out, which is going
Honestly,
to...
that's not that
Good
different from
torture.
other Rock episodes.
Yeah, y'all had to wait like 2 or 3 weeks. It's really a big shakeup for the Pop team. Who, for
Good,
various
let them
reasons...
suffer for a bit.
Yeah, they had a bigger turnaround in season 1 for most of it than y'all did. But yeah, I don't know. For all the, like, we talked a little bit about some of the wonkiness with the story, but I still think we made something extremely cool. I love these characters. I love this world. I love all of you.
Yeah, this was
Aw.
really, really fun. I
Yeah.
had a
Again,
wonderful time.
it has been a privilege and a pleasure, and I'm really excited to do it for another year.
Yeah. This is, because, like, the upside to, like, telling a story this way is that, like I said, we were pretty much in sync for all of the campaign, whereas, like, me and Pop had to, like, kind of, like, find each other a little bit more. But, like, I would plan out a scene, and I'm like, okay, I have this, like, in my head, this is great, like, yeah, this is cool, and there's a world where I could go, like, write that story or whatever, but playing it out with y'all, like, for me, the big example of this is everything with the Bass Pro Pyramid, and just the personality y'all brought to every moment of that, and, like, injecting
God,
it
that
with
was such a good arc.
your own, like, character in a way that, like, yeah, this is a better story than I could tell by myself. Like, and this is tabletop gaming, baby. This, like, 3-episode stretch is just, like, everything I love about doing this, and y'all did an incredible job, and, I think we all did a really great job in a really shitty year, and it was nice to have something that was, like, brought a lot of joy to my life in a year that, like, it was real easy to just spend entire days staring at news and getting upset.
Yeah, and also it was just nice to be role playing with Luke again, because like, I started like I initially role played with you when I was a sophomore in college,
Yeah.
just joining the forums that we were both on, and
Right.
I sort of came into like the middle of a campaign that was already going on, like
Yeah.
a play by post. And yeah, we have yeah, I've been doing this for a while, but there was a big chunk of time where I just wasn't in any role playing games with you or really anyone, any of our mutual friends. It was nice to do this again.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is our 3rd game running
Yes.
together.
Yeah.
It's going
This
pretty
is
good.
my first, but it's been good, so.
I just love that I'm in a situation where I can just type Chili the Fox on Twitter and get like a dozen likes from people.
You deserve 12 dozen likes.
The number of times I have just tweeted Virginia Valentine on a locked account.
Yeah.
So many pie crews were made.
Yeah.
So many Pie Crews.
Oh.
Thank you, Pie Crew.
Also,
Pie crew? Pie crew?
thank you.
I assumed
I
it's
mean,
Pick Crew because you make picks with it.
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, thank you so much to the Pop Crew said this as well, but I want to say it as well. Thank you to all the people who have made just really wonderful art. It's always a joy to see that.
I flip the fuck out every time I see any fan art.
Yeah. Anytime somebody draws Chili the Fox unprompted, I become more powerful.
I remember, like, I think one of the first fan arts I saw was when Kane I believe it was Kane made that drawing of Chris in the back seat.
Yeah, with like Chile curled up around him.
With Chile
Yes.
curled up around his neck. And I was like, this fucking rules.
Yeah.
That one's a classic.
It's so good.
It's good art.
Yeah.
Hang on, I have one. It was from Don Fluffles on the Discord. Thank you for number one having the name Don Fluffles.
That's great.
But secondly, making the art of Chile and Virginia at the Neutral Milk Hotel curled up together. It's
God, yes.
Yep.
I don't remember this one.
I'm gonna link it to you
Yeah,
right
you
now
should
because
link
it
it.
lives
Yeah.
on my
Good.
desktop. All of the fan art lives on my desktop.
Oh, right, this one. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
this is so good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, before the first Neutral Milk Hotel episode, which was when we basically talked y'all into adding the Beast as a wild card
Yes.
option.
Yeah.
Molly and I were just kind of talking about, having animal adventures at the hotel, and I think the Virginia-Chile friendship is the most unexpected thing to come out of this
Yes.
podcast that is just so dear to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of like really blossomed in the Neutral Milk Hotel portion and took sort of launch from there, and it was really great.
God.
Wound up becoming an extremely important part of the back half of the show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say too, we're talking about like favorite moments and stuff. Oh, when Lexi, you set me up so beautifully for the Neutral Milk Hotel reveal.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You're like, oh boy, I'm glad this place is just a hotel with no funny name.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we're starting to run a little long here, and we have other things to record today, so we should probably get going.
Let's
Mac-
talk about the other things we have to record today, Luke.
Yeah, so Season 2 of Eidolon Playtest is coming back with Eidolon Pop on April 19th.
19th. It's the 19th. I was listening. I was like, none of you have a calendar?
Calendars are for nerds.
April 19th, and it's the 15th when you're listening to this. But we're not taking a month off. Maxie, do you want to say what we're doing in that month?
So, in addition to being on Eidolon Playtest and doing the soundtrack for Eidolon Playtest last year, I also ended up co-writing a tabletop RPG system of my own with another friend who's not on the show.
Yes.
And the way this came about was one day Vay was like, "Man, I've always wanted to run a game that's like directly drawing from old JRPGs, like Chrono Trigger, classic Final Fantasy, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Never found a good system for it. And I was like, what if we just made one?" So we did that. And with the permission of Luke and Molly, I've been running a sort of mini campaign of 4 weeks. This is going to be the last week of recording for that, as just sort of a preview of that game and what it's like. And the system, we're actually finalizing layout stuff right now. It should be ready to drop next month in April.
Nice.
Sick.
Yeah, it's called Our Stormy Present, because you didn't say that.
Yes, I didn't.
Gotta always be
I
selling,
probably
Maxie.
should have. Anyway, yes, we are going to be posting for the next 4 weeks episodes of that Our Stormy Present mini campaign thing.
Yeah, and it's, Maxie's GMing it, and me, Lexi, Fabi, and Mike are playing. So, it's been real goofy and fun. It is very tonally different from how Eidolon usually is.
How much of your typical gremlin energy did you bring to your character, Luke?
I am playing, do you have the character sheet? I can never remember my character's full name
Yeah,
because it's so long.
Because, like, Luke has been a GM for a lot of this stuff, but if you're not familiar with his style as a player, he can get just as rambunctious as any of the
I
players
deserve
at Rock
everything
can.
bad that, like, happens to me as a result of GMing. Yeah, 100%.
You have
Right,
thrown
yeah,
that
I've got it,
out
Maxie. I've got it. Let's see here.
sometimes.
I am playing a character.
Archetype is the heir.
Yeah, I'm the heir,
And,
which means I am like, I belong to like the ruling dynasty, but I've like forsaken it to become like a good guy. And my character's name is Puddleroy Whippleberry Doomlord III.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck up.
His character is the you know how a lot of like aughts era sitcoms have one designated character that's just like the punching bag for everyone. Like,
Yeah.
inexplicably, everyone hates them and
No, it's
shits on them
pretty
constantly.
explicable for
It's pretty
Pomeroy.
Yeah. No. Pomeroy deserves it, but also, like, we rip into him so hard.
But yeah, it's very lighthearted and goofy, and I've had a good time doing it. And in like 20 minutes, we got to go record the finale of that, so we should go.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, thanks so much for listening to this whole first season. We sure hope you will stick around for season 2. It's gonna be good. Even though all the characters are definitely dead and never coming back.
You know, when you keep saying that.
Well, it's just very obviously true. Like, the world ended.
Luke,
But-
you're very simple.
All the characters are dead and never coming back. Sure has a lot of people asking questions answered by my shirt.
Right.
It sure has a lot of people asking questions brought up by the end of the last episode.
No, listen, yeah, it's gonna be just a totally new story about, like, Henry Day Eastman and, I guess a different guy named Chris and, a different
girl named Virginia.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Valentine's Day, thank
Yeah,
you.
sorry, Lexi, that we're cutting you from the show, so you don't have anyone to play now.
You know what? I get it. Like, how do you reprise Chili the Fox?
Yeah.
That's so true.
How do you follow
How
that
are
up?
you
You
gonna beat
can't.
that?
Anyway, yeah, you can find us at audioentropy.com as well as patreon.com/Eidolon Playtest, where you can subscribe to get a whole bunch of benefits. I'm not going to list them out here because I want to go eat. But, yeah, rate and review us on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you can do that. Yeah, I don't know, you can follow us on Twitter. You can follow Molly at Your Friend Molly. You can technically try to follow Lexi at Tabletop Gamera, but she's locked, so good luck. You can follow
Very exclusive club.
You can follow Maxie at Maxie Satan. You can follow Chris. You can follow Dustin at Stilts the GM. You can follow me, Luke, at SSJ Speed Racer. And, yeah, we'll see you next week.
I mean, I won't.
Well, sure. The show will see you next week.
That's true.
All right.
I mean,
A show related to Eidolon Playtest and with several of the same people involved. We'll see you next week.
Yes.
I just don't think shows can see things.
All right. We don't have time to debate this. I'm leaving. Bye.